Rocky in his pen over here. His little Taj Mahal house. And then we'll head on off. And we're going to go out and try and find a bit of a historic marker from where a girl was murdered in I'm going to say 74, something like that. She was shot in the head with a shotgun. Pretty terrible, but we're going to go and try and find the place. So we've hit the dirt. Running a Michelin Tracker front tyre on the little 300, and I find it's a really good in the mud, very good in the mud, very good in the rocks, all that sort of stuff, but it does have a little bit of loose to it when it comes to sand or anything where there's like the shell gritty surface. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem to have that mojo of other tyres when it comes to that, but overall it's a good tyre. Shortcut here. And the rear is a Dunlop 603, and most impressive tyre indeed. I'd say so far on this low powered bike, its wear characteristics are very similar to a 606, probably a little bit quicker, but it's a better tyre. It grips on pretty much everything so far. This would be Tullaroop Road. Anyway, we'll catch up down the track where the back, we might have to cut across the creek, I don't know, we'll find out when we get there. A little bit of a shortcut through this little side track to here. I tell you, anyone that's buying a little Honda like this, do yourself a favour and buy this YSS suspension. The back's shocker, but I'd recommend it getting the high and low speed compression shock if you can afford it, but the mid-range one's pretty good. I wouldn't get the base shock, pay the extra money. But the forks, get the full suspension kit for the forks and go one heavier than you might think you will need, because they're a little bit underestimating with how stiff the springs are. I went a little bit heavier just thinking about it. I thought, oh, you know, I was borderline, and it was right on, spot on. But catch up soon. The only creek crossings in my area. Oh, there's no water in it, very little. This gauze, I think they call it, this tussocky prickle bush. Oh, you gotta have hand guards, or they'll fill your knuckles with these tiny little bloody spikes. Nasty. Those yellow like a wattle flower, but they're actually a prickle bush. The four dry boys have been out here chewing it all up, making big old holes. Been out of your route. More rubbish dumped. God. on my last video I found a heap of rubbish and I reported it, and I'm pretty sure they would have cleaned it up. I reported it both to Parks and to Decca, I think they call themselves now. Whew, that was right on the razor's edge across that little gap. It was only about 3 inches wide. Anyway, catch back. Now we're out in the Simpson Forest, Timor. Bit of air there, that's fun. How much fun are these little rallies, eh? How cool is that? They're not powerful. I think we might have to go that way. Oh, we're going to do some burning off out here. Okay. Now this used to be, believe it or not, one of the biggest major tracks for horse and cart during the gold rush era that I'm on right now. You wouldn't think it. I'm trying to find... I believe I found it years ago, and it was a tiny little plaque, and I just found it by accident. I was out in full drive actually, and I came out looking everywhere for it, and anyway I did a bit of research, and from what I understand it's out here where I thought it was, but they've put a new, or a bit more of an updated monument or something, plaque, not sure. So I'm just looking around. If I find it, I'll get you back. Well, it's got to be here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Bingo, found it. So there was a murder take place right here in, well, we'll find 1895. There you go. I'll go right up close with the camera so someone could pause it and read it. But someone forgot his short lookers. But it was on 14th of August 1895. Elaine or Ellen, I can't... Randall was murdered here by her fiancé, Robert Bowring. I think it might be. I think it's a Bowring. Yeah. It looks like... Oh, well, you'll be able to pause that and have a bit of a read. But wow, poor girl, right here at the rock. What a terrible, because there's a little bit of a rocky outcrop over here, and they used to call it the rocks, because this used to be an area that caught water somewhere around here. Oh yeah, here's some rocks over here. It must have been a water catchment thing or something, because all this area was very, very, very densely populated with Chinese miners and Germans and so on. Yeah, big rocky outcrop there and another one over there. So this valley here may have been some sort of water catchment thing. All those 129 years, years ago, something like that. It's a long time ago. Testing out the Enduro stand, blizzards on the little Honda. They fit like a glove on these Adventure Spec racks. Look at that. They strap right in at the back. Straps over top. They don't flap at all. I just have all my tools and tubes and stuff in there. All my bikes have got their own toolkit. Got to have it. But yeah, anyway, we shall move on for a bit more of a spin. Seen a little sort of a walking path near that sign. I thought I might go up there and have a bit of a look. So there's a cairn here. So the reality is this is probably the exact spot she was found, right here. There you go. And from what I read online, he literally just rode along the buggy with his shotgun across his legs on an angle and shot her in her cheek, killed her instantly, dropped her on the ground, dropped an old coat over her body, and then he trundled off down this direction somewhere, which there's no recollection of, there's no memorability of where that happened because he doesn't deserve it. But she was only 22-year-old, I think. And yeah, it was a little bit sad. He ended up shooting himself. But the sad thing was he actually drove over her body with the wagon, which was pretty heinous, I suppose the word would be. There you go. Oh well, onwards.